Hey everyone, GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes. And today we're going to be getting the set 2 of the summer seasonals in Fire Emblem Heroes for 2020. Now, we have the silhouettes off to the left-hand side that were just revealed earlier today, or late last night, depending on what your time zone is. Now, the prevailing guesses is that the left-hand silhouette is going to be Sylvain, and the right silhouette is going to be Ingrid, both of them 3 houses based. Makes a whole lot of sense, especially when you take a look at Ingrid's ponytail, the braided ponytail, and specifically the end of the ponytail, the way it kind of dolphin fins up like that. It looks very much like Ingrid's end of her ponytail, so it's very similar. Sylvain, it definitely looks like his hair, but I could also see it being another character. When I first saw these silhouettes themselves, I thought that the female figure, might be Petra, which got me very excited. Unfortunately, I just think it looks way too much like Ingrid to not be Ingrid, but we'll just have to see. Not that I don't like Ingrid. I like Ingrid. Ingrid's great. I'm just a Petra fan. So, which would mean some more 3 houses seasonal representation, which is great. Like Ingrid, I like Sylvain. They would both be great choices. Typically, we'll see more than one game featured or represented on a banner, and I expect that we'll see that here today as well. I don't think that if this is Sylvain and Ingrid, I don't think they're going to be the duo. They've been pushing harmonics lately, so if there is going to be a duo/harmonic on this banner, obviously they would have to be from different games, right? So I think that if we do get a duo on this banner, it would be a harmonic hero. As for who I'd be interested in seeing, obviously I just said Summer Petra is somebody that I'd like to see. Summer Loki, Summer Kagero to fill out Kagero emblem would be awesome. A lot of different potential choices out there that I would love to have. So let's just get right into it, get started. As per usual, I will be looking away from my screen as I hit play so as not to spoil myself when the splash comes up, and then I will be looking back up after the splash hits so we can get the surprise of each character revealed one at a time. So let's get started. Alright, let's get started. I am excited for this. Summer usually brings some good stuff. I have high hopes for this part 2 of Summer 2020. So I'll be looking up right about now. Okay, well there's Solstice Night. No surprises here. We've got Ingrid. She looks great. Okay, she is going to be a Pegasus Lancer. Makes perfect sense. Starpoint Lance. Ooh, Sturdy Impact. Guard Bearing. What's that all about? I am curious. I'm see if there's going to be a new Flyer exclusive skill. Okay. I like the art. It's got kind of a Solar Songstress. Oh wow, Dorothea looks great. So she's going to be an infantry dagger user. No color. She's going to be a colorless dagger unit. Hidden Thorns Plus. She is going to be a dancer, naturally, which makes perfect sense for Dorothea. There's Hanging with Tens. That's Sylvain. He's styling there. Okay, he's rocking the shades. I get it. Melon Float Plus. I didn't even see what his type was. Drawback, Chill Res. So is it going to be all 3 houses then? Alright, next up. Oh, it is going to be all 3 houses. Fellstar's duo with Byleth and Rhea. Wow, that art is amazing. They look fantastic. So it is going to be a duo. That art is by Kaboon. I recognize that art from anywhere. So they're going to be a duo unit. They're not going to be a harmonious or a hero. So that's kind of, that's kind of a surprise. I wasn't expecting that. And again, I completely missed what their type was. Duo skill grants desperation to unit and allies within 2 spaces. Nice. So she's going to be a flying red tome user, which is very cool. I love flyers, so that's right up my alley. And you really can't beat Kaboon art. Oh my god, that's awesome. I definitely wanted to get a closer look at not only the... Okay, so Overseas Memories is going to be the paralog story. A great selection of characters. It really is all 3 houses based, which again, I wasn't really expecting. Let's pause here and see. I could be wrong, but that looks like Lawrence to me, with the red tome on the left-hand side and a Speedo. So we'll see if that ends up being who it actually is, but it does look like we're getting an entire 3 houses seasonal banner for our Summer 2. So that's pretty exciting. It's going to be starting on the 8th of July all the way until the 7th of August. So again, basically 1 full month. Looks like Sylvain is going to be the 4-star focus hero. So I know Sylvain has a lot of fans out there. I like Sylvain. So that's great that he is going to be available For those of you that want to get him as a +10 merge project, it's going to be pretty easy to get him on this banner. Even color distribution across the board. Green, of course, with Sylvain featuring a 4-star focus unit. Yeah, I mean, they all look great, and these are certainly fan favorite characters all the way around. Pretty awesome stuff. Overseas Memories is the name of the banner. Let's go ahead, take another look, rewind, watch it again, take a closer look at the art, and take a closer look at the skills that each of them has to see, you know, basically my own evaluation, my preliminary thoughts as to whether or not I think this is a banner worth pulling on. I can tell you right out of the gate, without even looking at their skills, that I'm going to be pulling for Byleth and Rhea, absolutely. They look amazing, and Kaboon, of course, always doing a fantastic job on the art. So, let's go ahead and take a closer look. Alright, Frolicking in the Waves. Special Heroes to Battle. So everybody was right in their guesses on the silhouettes, so no real surprises there. Solstice Knight. Let's take a look. So here's Ingrid as a Flying Lancer. I mean, look at the detail on this art. It's by Sencha, who is another one of my favorite artists in the game. And yeah, they did a phenomenal job on Ingrid's art here. Just look at the detail, the theme of the water splashing up with the starfish and the corals. You got this, she's holding the lance itself that has kind of a starfish at the end of it instead of a spear. And then you've got this ribbon that kind of circles around it. She has her signature thick braid ponytail there, but it's also adorned with some pretty ribbons. And of course, it all matches with the seafoam coloring, especially her eyes. Her eyes match the rest of her swimsuit. Swimsuit's relatively modest. It is a two-piece, and it has sort of this flourish of a bow on the side on the hip there. The swimsuit itself has some very cute frills, but at its base, it looks very soft, inviting, homey. Like the material itself looks very cottony in nature, which just kind of fits her like soft demeanor. It also looks like she might have a thigh guard there on her left thigh. But Sencha always does an amazing job with the characters they bring to life, with the colors and the detail, again, in kind of the water effect around. And the characters also themselves just kind of seem to glow. They have a shine to them. And I think Ingrid has that as well. It looks like it's a little bit more toned down if you think about it compared to characters like, I'm just thinking about like Summer Corrin or like Bridal Tharja. But she still kind of has that signature Sencha glow. So let's keep going. I think she looks fantastic.
Keep your whole body in fighting shape.
Okay. Alright, so she is going to be a Lancer. Let's take a look at her skills. So Star Point Lance is a 16-might weapon. It is only going to be exclusive to her. Grants speed +3 during unit's first combat in player phase or enemy phase. First combat. Okay, so that's the condition. Grants attack speed defense res +5 to unit and restores 10 HP to unit after combat. Huh. Okay, so that's interesting. We haven't seen this effect before. Unit's first combat in player phase or enemy phase. So it's mixed phase, works on both phases, but it's the first combat. She gets +5 to all of her stats and restores 10 HP after combat. So that can be useful for short skirmishes, you know, where you have basically a 4-on-4, like Arena or something to that effect, where she needs to basically have a stat boost to take out a particular unit, and then that's it. That seems very restrictive, and basically that means the weapon does nothing after that first combat. You know, again, short skirmishes, that's okay, but even if it's short skirmishes, I feel like the effect is rather muted. I feel like they could have gone a little bit further than +5 to all stats. Not to say that +5 to all stats is a bad thing. Please don't get me wrong there, but if it's only going to be effective on the first combat, I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's a little lame. And also, think about it this way. It says during unit's first combat in player or enemy phase, she doesn't have distant counter, right? So that means that if somebody takes a pot shot at her from range, that counts as the first combat, and she will effectively have done nothing except get +5 to her defensive stats. So unfortunately, I feel like this weapon's kind of a bust. I mean, it has its uses, but at the same time, it's a little lackluster. Despite it having a pretty awesome design. I love the little starfish at the end of it, but yeah, I don't know about this weapon. Moonbow for the special, sturdy impact for the A slots, very solid A slot skill. If unit initiates combat, grants attack +6 and defense +10 during combat. Foe cannot make a follow-up attack. It's an excellent skill. Guard bearing 3 for the B slot. During unit's first combat in enemy phase, if foe initiates combat, reduces damage by foe's first attack by 50%. Okay, alright. So the interesting thing here is that Flyers will now have access to a damage reduction B-slot skill. Unfortunately, similar to Starpoint Lance, her weapon, it's only on the first combat, and it's only on enemy phase. and it's only the first attack. But I could see this being useful on a stalling team. Like if you have basically a flyer ball team that's goal is to stall out. You have all of the fortify and ward flyers on your team, and the point character is going to have guard bearing 3 on them, and in addition to a skill that would whether it's a weapon or another skill that would eliminate the ability for them to get doubled, so that you're basically they would be able to tank that first hit no matter where it came from. I guess that's kind of useful. Again, I think the first combat restriction is severely limiting here. I was at first excited at the prospect of there being a flyer exclusive B slot skill that reduces damage. I think that can be useful, has a lot of uses for certain archetypes. But I don't know. I'm a little lukewarm on the condition that it has. Odd speed wave 3 for the C slot. At start of odd number turn, grant speed +6 to unit and adjacent allies for 1 turn. I think the even and odd wave skills are pretty good. They definitely have their uses. So yeah, Ingrid, I don't know. I'm not terribly impressed with the new skills and weapon that she's bringing. And the new kind of weapon type or effect that's being brought in with the condition, just because it's so limiting. Again, I think that it's probably not as bad as people are thinking it might be, just because, again, skirmishes are usually small in nature, and in those particular game types and game modes, you're only going to have 1 initiation per character in a lot of instances, so they're going to be getting the effects of Starpoint Lance and Guard Bearing. The issue, or part of the issue, I would say, is that I don't think they took it far enough. If it's only going to be the first initiation, I feel like they could have taken it a little bit further and given, more buffs or an additional effect. So, I don't know. I'm a little lukewarm on her kit, but her art's great. I mean, and she comes with some good skills as they are. I'm eager to see what her stat line's going to be. But of course, flying lancers in general are kind of a dime a dozen. So, she's going to be competing against a lot of really powerful units out there. And yeah, again, just taking a look at the Sencha art here, really, really cute. You get a little bit of a better look at the thigh guard here, as well as the swimsuit shorts that she's got on, which are really cute. Again, it really suits her. I think it's a good look for her. So let's keep going. The art alone might be enough reason to go in. Solar Songstress, so we're going to get Dorothea. So she's going to be an infantry dagger unit. Interesting choice, and of course a dancer, as we mentioned before. I love her swimsuit design. I think it looks really perfect for her. It's got that class to it. It's got class, elegance, femininity. She's got the wide-brimmed hat, and then the gorgeous magenta flowers that kind of swirl around her. She has a little bouquet with her. She, naturally being kind of the showstopper that she is, makes a lot of sense. I like the swimsuit design itself. Obviously, the black and the magenta matches the flower arrangement. The loose cloth skirt with the fade of black to magenta is really, really nice. I like how some of the water effects actually have musical notes. It's a cute touch. I like that a lot. But she has really clean art. It looks nice. I like that they went with a kind of a darker tones for her swimsuit. Kind of has a more mature look to her. Overall, and I think it fits her really well. So let's keep going.
Do you like my swimsuit?
Yeah, I do. It looks nice. Okay. So let's pause here. So Hidden Thorns Plus is going to be an inheritable dagger, 12 might. If units first combat in player phase or enemy phase, during units first combat in player or enemy phase, grants attack res +5 to unit and restores 7 HP to unit after combat. So they're going to be consistent with that theme. That is going to be the theme of this batch. It's going to be first combat, get stat boost, and heal some HP. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Dancers are always useful to have. There aren't a ton of dagger infantry dancers out there. Her B slot skill, attack contrip 3. If Singer Dance is used, inflicts attack -7 on nearest foes within 4 spaces of unit through their next actions. That's actually not bad. That's not bad for a dancer. So they've had a lot of dancer exclusive skills in the game up to now, and they all kind of suck, to be honest with you. Most of them just grant like some menial stat boosts, and there are just so many, like Wings of Mercy is just so much better to have on a dancer just for more mobility, utility. Attack Cantrip 3 is kind of nice because it's a -7 debuff on nearest foes within 4 spaces. And I'm guessing it says foes, so it can actually, affect multiple units at once. And it's within 4 spaces, so that range is pretty huge. So I don't know. I could see this class of B-slot dancer skills being more useful than the others that we've seen up to now. Especially, so this one's attack. you know, I could absolutely see Defense Cantrip 3 or Res Cantrip 3 being particularly effective, because that'll effectively make whoever you're dancing have do way more damage when they're initiating. So pretty cool. Hone Attack 4 for the C slot at start of turn grants attack +7 to adjacent allies for 1 turn. Yeah, tier 4 of the Hone skills. Yeah, we know what that's all about. So yeah, Dorothea, I think her B slot skill is useful. I'm interested in that class of dancer exclusive skills. I think that actually has some potential use rather than the ones that we've seen thus far. So there's potential there. Hidden Thorns Plus, I'm not in love with, to be honest with you. I think this archetype of weapon is kind of a dud, to be honest with you. But we'll see. I'm hoping that Rhea and Byleth don't have this kind of class of skills where it's front-loaded like that. All right, so there's her dancing. Okay, we didn't even see her attack. Hanging with tens. Let's take a closer look at Sylvain's art here. So he's going to be a cavalry green tome user. Interesting. I didn't catch that he was a green tome user. I think Sylvain's art looks great here. He's flashing us that smile. He's rocking those shades. I like that he has kind of the tribal necklace around his neck. He definitely has a look, but it's classic Sylvain. He has a look to him. He's approaching, offering a drink, striking up a conversation, trying to hit on the ladies. That's just how he is. He's got the green and black board shorts, and he's got the little sash that goes around him too with some green tassels, which all kind of matches and lines up. The sash itself kind of matches up with his hair as well as the color of his shades. The shades really kind of sell it, I think. I think that really kind of brings it all together. And of course, he's got the beach bod. He's rocking those six-pack abs. He's ready to make an impression on the ladies, and he's looking great. So let's keep going.
I'll just say you're welcome.
And again, just as a reminder, he is the 4-star focus, so he is the pre-demote. So it should be relatively easy to get copies of him. Melon Float Plus is going to be an inheritable green tome, 12 might. During unit's first combat, grants attack res +5 to unit and restores 7 HP. Yeah, okay. So again, this class of skills that I'm not in love with. They do have a cool visual effect though, but I mean, again, I'm not crazy about it as a whole. Drawback for the assist, movement-based assist is fine. Chill res 3. It's kind of weird to see chill res on him. I would think that this would be an opportunity to see one of the dual chills, but I guess because he's the demote, they didn't want to give him one of the new class of chill skills. But chill res 3 is fine. I mean, that's perfect for a mage. Rouse attack defense 3 for the C slot at start of turn if unit is not adjacent to an ally. Grants attack defense +6 to unit for 1 turn. So that's kind of a random skill to slap on him. I don't think it really enhances or synergizes specifically with anything else that he has. But it's just kind of a more recent C-slot skill that has, you know, some application based on some team compositions that they decided to throw on him because he is a 4-star unit. So, it's fine. It's fine. Sylvain, honestly, doesn't really have a ton. I mean, Chill Res 3, getting access to Chill Res 3 is okay. Drawback is fine, but again, I don't love the weapons that they have here. And Rouse Attack Defense 3... I don't love the Rouse skills either, but they definitely have their place and their effect. So if you want the Rouse skills, this is a good opportunity to get a hold of one. So let's take a look at Sylvain's attacking art here. All right, so he's got... I don't know, there's something about him shouting "ya" while like his attacking art is very blasé. Like he doesn't look engaged at all. He's just kind of like, oh, what's over there? And kind of like pointing in the distance. Like, I don't know. He looks very disinterested. He just seems a little bit too relaxed here. I guess, I mean, he's at the beach, right? He's on vacation, so I guess he has a right to be a little bit more blasé. But at the same time, I think it's kind of hilarious. You do get a little bit of a look. He has like a bandana wrapped around his bicep there. So I didn't really notice that in his neutral art. And you get a better look at his shorts here as well as he's kind of twisted around. You do get a nice view of his side and his abs here. But again, he just looks so disinterested. I feel like they could have made this a little bit more dynamic, but that's okay. You know what? Sylvain, not one to put in too much effort, I guess. So it kind of fits. All right, so Fell Stars Duo. I am pretty excited for this. So let's pause here. I'm actually very excited for female Byleth. I didn't mention it in the intro, but female Byleth was one of those units that I would have been totally okay with having a summer version. And so she's here, and she's, lo and behold, she is a duo with Rhea, with that Kaboon art. You have the beautiful water effects surrounding them and swirling around them. The art features some vibrant and rich colors. Neither of these characters are particularly emotive, right? Neither of them show a lot of emotion, but you can see here they're enjoying themselves. They have this sunny disposition on their very pretty faces, and it really shows that they're enjoying themselves out on the beach. I don't know what they're holding. I didn't get to see like what the weapon they had was. Obviously, it's a red tome. It looks like, quite frankly, they look like lamps. Like, it looks like like flower lamps. It looks like the purple head is like the little lampshade, and then the little string under it is the thing you pull to turn the light on, the switch. Clearly, they're not lamps. I don't know what they are. We'll see in a second. But Byleth's swimsuit here, she looks great in it. Features a dark, sexy design. Really complements her healthy proportions. She's really accessorizing with that purple dagger on her hip, which of course matches the weird weapon that they have. I have no idea what those are again. And then she has this really cute like mini cape behind her. I think that really just pulls the whole thing together. I think that makes it like uniquely hers. She really like sells that little outfit and that little cape. It's really cute. The black swimsuit itself is adorned with just like subtle accents of gold. Really works well. Obviously, it mirrors her regular outfit, her default classic outfit. And of course, she has that gorgeous red flower in her hair. It actually kind of reminds me of like the flowers in Lilina's art, Summer Lilina's art. But yeah, Byleth looks awesome here. And of course, Rhea looks magnificent as well. Elegant as always. She's tall and leggy here, and her swimsuit is definitely a little bit more modest, and it's lighter in color, which of course creates a very nice contrast between Byleth and Rhea matching up together. Still has the beautiful gold accents, but she has some more delicate pink flowers in her hair. But you know, I think that's the fun contrast between the characters. And Rhea, I mean, she's definitely shapely, but she's more reserved, more delicate looking, more delicate colors, delicate composition, more reserved swimsuit. Whereas Byleth has something on that's a little bit more bold, a little bit louder, more color, flashes of color like the red, deeper, darker colors like the black of the swimsuit itself, more straps. So yeah, they look like an awesome pair, and Kaboom did an awesome job on the art. I'm thrilled with how they look. They're awesome. They look awesome. Okay, alright, so let's pause here. Okay, so Sun's precursors. I still don't know what that means. Precursor, is it like percussion? So it's like drums? Are they drums? I don't know. They still looked like lamps to me. Maybe when they attack, I'll see exactly what they are. But regardless, it's a red tome. So it's a 14 might red tome. It's not inheritable. It is exclusive to them. Accelerate special trigger, cooldown count -1. So it has a killer/slaying effect, which is always solid. At start of combat, if unit speed is greater than foe's speed, or if foe's HP is 100%. So we've seen this odd pairing of conditions before, like two conditions that are completely unrelated to each other, and as long as one of them is met, the condition is met for the weapon effect. Grants attack speed +5 to unit during combat, and neutralizes effects of that guarantee foes' follow-up attacks and effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks. So the condition is, as long as their speed is higher than their opponent, which is going to happen pretty commonly, it seems like they are going to be a pretty speed-based unit, and foes' HP is equal to 100, or if foes' HP is equal to 100%, gets an attack speed boost during combat, which is solid. And then, again, neutralizes guaranteed follow-up attacks. So any quick riposts and things like that, vengeful fighters, those things get neutralized. And then also wary fighters get neutralized as well. Things that prevent their follow-up attack also get neutralized. It's a solid weapon for sure. Slaying effect is always a good thing to have. The condition is super easy to meet. And then basically she'll get attack speed +5. And then, gets rid of all of the shenanigans that force follow-up attacks or neutralize follow-up attacks. It basically kind of resets things back to the caveman days of Gen 1, where, well, I guess even Gen 1 had quick riposte. But it basically brings everything back to the speed check, more or less, which I think is fine. I mean, there's not a ton of frills on this weapon, but I don't know if there needs to be. Ruptured Sky for her special. Boosts damage by 20% of foe's attack. If in combat against a dragon foe or beast foe, boost damage by 40% instead of 20%. Ruptured Sky is solid, 2 cooldown, which means that with Sun's precursors, it's going to be a 1 cooldown, which means if she doubles on an opponent, she's going to activate Ruptured Sky on initiation, which is always powerful. Attack speed push 4. Attack speed push 4 is one of the best A-slot skills in the game. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants attack speed +7. After combat, if unit attacked, deals 5 damage to unit. I know some people have concerns about the HP tick that you take at the end and then the HP threshold condition, but having greater than or equal to 25% HP is extremely easy to meet. At worst, you could put renewal for the C slot or something to that effect, which means that it completely neutralizes the tick damage that you take. And most skirmishes won't last long enough where, you know, the tick damage will take you under attack speed push for that threshold. Chill speed res 2 for the B slot. So here's the dual chill skills that we were talking about where Sylvain didn't have any. At start of turn, inflict speed res -5 on foe with on the enemy team with the highest speed plus res total through its next actions. The chill skills are solid. They're definitely solid team-based skills that can help basically your entire team be more effective. So they're very good. I think that for her, for this duo unit in particular, they probably are going to be a main threatening force on your team, in which case you may not want to sacrifice her B slot for a chill skill, but it's there if you want it. D slot skill is Ground Orders 3. At start of turn, grants the following status to adjacent infantry, armored, and cavalry allies for 1 turn. Unit can move to a space adjacent to any ally within 2 spaces. Ground Orders is exceptionally strong on hybrid mixed teams, for sure. Me personally, I use flyer teams more often than not, so that's not something I really care about. But again, it's not to understate the power of Ground Orders. It can actually completely change how your team functions and how they synergize with each other. So Ground Orders is definitely a very strong C-slot skill. So yeah, Byleth and Rhea have a lot of good stuff here, and we haven't even seen what their duo skill is going to be, but I like their kit as is. There's nothing exceedingly powerful here that we haven't seen before, but there doesn't have to be. I think they're going to be definitely very effective, and as flyers, they're going to have that mobility, that inherent mobility, as well as flyer-based buffs to support them. So definitely can see the potential with this unit. I'm excited for them. Let's keep going. Check out their attacking art. All right. Wait. Oh, we don't get to see their attacking art. I was really looking forward to it, too. Aw, that sucks. Alright, well, we'll see it soon enough. I'm sure it's gorgeous, not to get sidetracked. But anyway, the duo skill is grants desperation to unit and allies within 2 spaces. At start of every third turn, if duo skill has already been used, unit can use duo... Okay, it resets, so you can use the duo skill again. Okay, so that's a game changer. And desperation, just so we're clear, the desperation effect is if unit initiates combat, unit can make a follow-up attack before foe can counterattack. It does not carry over the HP condition. This desperation effect means it doesn't matter what their HP is, they're going to be able to attack twice in a row as long as they can attack twice. As long as they can double, they will double twice in a row. That's a game changer. What that means is that rather than having to compete for B slots on your team, if you have this unit on your team, and it's not class-based, it's not weapon-based, it's not title-based, any unit on your team within 2 spaces, so it's area of effect, but, you know, within 2 spaces is reasonable, they all get desperation, which means, again, that frees up the B slot. So competitive of a slot, and now all of a sudden, you know, thinking back to the dual chill skill that you had on Byleth and Rhea, now they don't need desperation for their B slot. The duo skill has built-in desperation into it without an HP condition, so it's even better than desperation, and that means you can effectively have more things. I mean, just you can think about the potential here, because a lot of those B slot skills that you would want to use, but you can't use because you would rather have desperation, now you can use them. You can use the lull skills. You can put flyer formation there. You can put... I mean, flyer formation is also a seal, but I'm trying to think. There are tons of B slot skills that aren't really utilized as much, and a lot of that is strictly, or not strictly, but mainly because you would rather have something like desperation, and this just grants the desperation, which certainly, again, isn't available as a seal. It's a very, very powerful player phase based B slot skill effect, and you can just grant that to your allies. And with knowing that, you can build your units so that they have other B slots that complement their skills. I'm actually pretty excited about that, because what that ultimately means is if you have her on your main team, if this duo skill, this duo unit on your main team, that can change your optimal builds. You don't have to build around desperation, and you can still utilize that effect. So even better than regular desperation. You don't have it, even at 100% HP you can do this. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. It's not a broken skill, but it kind of lends itself to some creative use of different B slot skills. So that, I think, is very cool. So let's keep going. We can watch it in effect here as they do it.
Listen to the waves.
Listen to the waves. Okay, they're going to use their duo.
I'll handle this. Allow me to.
I love their pose. Very cute. Alright, and now they're going to have Desperation. And it has a little icon there, too. I got it. Very cool. So, Paralog Story, Overseas Memories. I am eager to get into this and take a look at the story itself. Starting on July 8th, we're going to be able to summon for these units. The banner is going to drop. And what a smorgasbord of beautiful art. I have to say, like, Byleth and Rhea looking absolutely tasty. They look absolutely beautiful. And I will be summoning them. I would have summoned them strictly for their art, but I think they're actually a pretty darn good unit overall. And Dorothea looks great. She is going to be a dancer, which obviously has inherent value. An infantry colorless dagger dancer at that. I think art-wise, I actually think that Dorothea's I'm the least impressed with on the banner. Surprisingly enough, I would have expected Dorothea to kind of knock it out of the park, but it's still good, don't get me wrong. I just think that the caliber of art on this banner is so good that she kind of takes a little bit of a backseat. But she's going to be useful. I mean, as a dancer in general, she is absolutely going to be effective. Again, the weapons, aside from Byleth and Rhea, the weapons on this banner, I'm not in love with. I'm really not. But in terms of character selection, they're pretty much all fan favorite characters, and the art on them is all great. I got sidetracked. So, Ingrid, that Sencha art looks wonderful too. I'm really tempted to pull for her just for her art, but again, she is a Flying Lancer, so Flying Lancer is a very, very saturated pool. A lot of potential merge candidates that are at lower rarities too, and I don't think she has like a ton to bring to this. She has some good skills, like Sturdy Impact and things like that are definitely worth having, but at the same time, this isn't like the best and easiest source of those skills. And then you've got Sylvain, who is a Green Tome Cavalry unit, who has, not to be upstage, he has some great art as well, don't get me wrong. But as the 4-star focus of the batch, pretty underwhelming kit when everybody already has some pretty underwhelming weapons. So he kind of, he has like chill res, but otherwise he doesn't have a ton going for him other than the fact that he's Sylvain, which, again, he's a fan favorite. I like Sylvain, and he's going to be an easy merge project since he is going to be a 4-star focus unit. For me personally, you all already know, I'm going to be pulling for that Kaboon art. I'm going to be pulling for Byleth and Rhea. They're a flyer unit and a duo flyer unit, and they have beautiful swimsuit art. It's like a match made in heaven. Those are all things that that's like going down the checkbox of things that I'll summon for. So I'm definitely going to go for them. Ingrid, I may end up going for. I really love her art too, but that's really kind of all I'd be going in for. I'm not going to fodder her like Sturdy Impact or anything. Maybe if I got multiple copies, but who knows. But yeah, at the very least, I'm going to have to mull that one over a little bit, but Byleth and Rhea are absolutely going to be target numero uno for me on this banner. Another thing I'll just mention is that if you are hesitating, if you are reluctant and wishy-washy on whether or not you want to summon on this banner, bear in mind that it is around for an entire month, essentially. So you can build up your orb supply, you can see what else is coming down the pipeline. We're obviously going to be getting a mythic hero in the near future, and not only that, we're going to potentially get more information on the Choose Your Legends banner, which is fast approaching. So bear that in mind if that is one of your future goals. So let me know in the comments below if you're excited for this summer banner, if you're excited for these characters, which characters you're going to be summoning for if you are going to be summoning for them, and how many orbs you're going to be dedicating to going for them. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really, really do appreciate it. Certainly hoping that you're staying safe, healthy, secure, and united out there, and wishing the very best for you, your family, and your friends. And until next time, let's protect those skies.